my name's Lizzie. I'm encouraging you to join me and have a go at doing some origami, some paper folding. And it's a way of making beautiful decorations, bringing yourself a little moment of peace and focus, and finding out what's possible with the simplest of materials, paper. We all have access to paper. So I happen to have some nice sparkly papers here, so you could use wrapping papers, but I'm going to show you actually with plain paper. Everybody can grab some paper. You could even use magazines, anything that you find, or you can use plain paper and then colour it yourself as well. So I'm going to show you how to make a lovely 8-pointed star. So we're going to use 2 pieces of paper, but I'm going to show you just from A4. And I hope you can enjoy this. It's a little journey and this may feel a little bit familiar for those of you who've joined me with various folds I've done. This is something quite similar to things we've done before, but it's lovely because it comes together as a star. So grab yourself something to press on and a piece of paper and let's get started. Here we go. So we're going to make 2 squares, because actually there's 2 parts to this 8-pointed star. So if you simply fold it in half, I'll be nice and exact. So we're simply splitting a piece of paper. Good strong fold means you'll then be able to give it a little nick and to tear it in half like so. That's great. We're going to make a square. So it's important these 2 squares are matching in size. Why we've used the same piece of paper. So I folded it now nice and tightly there. Get rid of this rectangle, and I think we'll fold the 2 together because they're actually 2 identical bits that come together. There we go, and I think this could make a lovely decoration for this festive time because it tends to be quite dark at this time of year, so it's nice to bring a bit of light. So again, twinkling in the dark, taking the corner, bring up a nice straight line, and again getting rid of this rectangle. So we end up with 2 squares, and then we can get folding further. There we go. So we've got 2 squares. What I want you to do first of all is to fold it in half to make a rectangle, like so. And then if you open it up and fold the outside to the middle line, so we're making what looks like a little cupboard. So I took the outside and folded it to the middle. And then the same at this other side as well, so that they meet together, like so. There we go. And we might as well do the same for the other 2. So if you open it up, fold it into a rectangle, like so, opening it, and again bringing the outside to the middle line. Same thing at the bottom, bring it to the middle, like so. There we go. So we've got 2 matching ones. This could be so many things at this point, but we are going to fold this in half so that it forms a little square. So we simply fold it in half and then open it up and bring the outside to the middle line, like a smaller cupboard now. And the same thing, bottom to the middle line. There we go. We're going to do the same to the other one. So again, taking it, folding it in half. I love these pattern-based ones. Just get really enjoying these shapes and little dance it brings you through. The outside to the middle. The repetition, I think, is often quite calming. There we go. Right, next we're going to open up one side, and then we're going to add such a diagonal line to each of these. So open it up and take this edge, and we're going to line it up there. Can you see? So I'm taking it and I'm lining up there. And I'm going to give it a nice little, make sure it's nice and tight, so it's a little diagonal line, and doing the same at the top as well. You can see that properly. So again, lining it up along that diagonal, and then you should be able to simply close it. Looks like a little house, doesn't it? It's quite similar to making a house. That's it, like so. And we'll do the same for the bottom as well. So opening it up, and we're going to take this line and bring it over there to give a diagonal across there. So it's all about these shapes. Get your finger in, get rid of any wrinkles. Keep it nice and neat. That's it. And the same at the top. So lifting it up, bringing this side and bringing it to meet there. Like so. Now you should then be able to just close it shut. That's great. Making sure it's really through those tips. This may be something that you're just watching, or maybe, hopefully, you're having a go yourself. So it should look like that. Now you can take one of these little tips and then just fold it back along that existing shape, just so this sticks up, like that. We've made something like this as well for, this is a bit like the windmill as well. There we go. So actually these little pockets, you can put your finger in, squash it down, and it makes a square. So you can do that on each of these. And then we'll go and work on the other one. And it's not too much further. It's done well. I know there's lots of steps, isn't there? So it should be looking like that, which I just think is such a lovely structure. So we're going to work on this one now. So again, opening up one side, and we'll take this line and match up to there, which will give you a diagonal. Hopefully you're getting the hang of it. Okay, making sure it's nice and accurate. Like so, and the same with the other end. So crinkling of papers, isn't there? So this could be a good one if you had wrapping paper. Again, you should then be able to just simply push it down. And it forms what looks like a house. But we're not making a house today. There we go. And the same thing with the other end. Again, opening it up, bringing that line, lining up there to give a diagonal line through your square. And the same at the other end. Like so. And then you should be able to press it down. Again, any of these little flaps you can then press back. They stick up. Little pocket, push it down, it makes a square. And the next one, pocket, push it down. So this is very much like the decorative patterns as well I've been doing recently. I did consider showing you this one, but I thought I'd save it for this festive time. Isn't that a lovely thing? It's so beautiful. So our next step is to take one of these sides, and we're going to take this line and line up here. So we're folding from the middle rather than from the outside, like so. And make sure you're doing it that direction, not the other. So from the middle, otherwise it won't open up later on. And keeping it in a nice straight line, like so. And then on to the next one. Same thing again, folding it to that middle line. Taking time and care. And again. So it starts to sort of flatten down, doesn't it, after being a very open shape. Again, folding it to that middle line. On each side. And we'll be opening it in just a moment. So there we go, rather lovely shape. Final step pretty much is to take these tops and fold it nice and neatly like that on each side, like so. There we go. Lovely. And now we're going to do the same thing for the other one. So again, each of these sides, bring it to the middle. Line that looks a little bit out, but never mind. Always be kind on yourself. That includes for me as well. Again, taking the outside to the middle. These things get easier. The more you do, the easier it gets. So if you decide to do a model again, you'll find it gets easier. So each time I'm taking the outside and then folding to the middle, like so. There's quite a lot of steps, aren't there, to this one? That's it, it's partly because there's two. So again, taking the outside and folding it over, like so. There we go. So you've made these nice little neat shapes. Your next step is to open everything up and take that top flap and bring it back and flatten it down. And that's what's giving the arm to the star. So inside you may have to slightly reshape it and get it to a nice point. And that's one side. And again, we're doing that for each of them. And then we're pretty much there. We've got our two halves after this. So each time putting your fingers in, gently flattening it. First question of time and care. And I think this is lovely as well in white, because you can see the real structure of it, can't you? Okay, I'm bringing this up. And actually this sort of star is two-sided, so it depends which colour you want to dominate if you have different colours. But you could colour all of these little areas too. It'd be a really nice one for colouring, I think. I've been doing so many decorations, I've not quite had the time to do all the colouring, which I would love to do. Maybe over the festive time itself I'll slow down myself too. So there we go, isn't that a lovely shape? And we're going to do the same for the second one, and then they can come together. So opening up each of these little flaps, like so, putting your finger in, bringing it back, and flattening it. Now when we put them together, they might just about stay together, but you might use a little bit of Pritt Stick to keep them together. It's up to you. Mostly tried not to, but you might find they don't stay that well together. Each of these I'm opening, flattening down. I've actually been doing this as well in transparent papers, so it's really nice, tracing papers and then putting them in the window. Really nice. go. So we've got our two halves of the star. There we go. And to put them together, so we're going to face one, have it that way round, and we're going to turn the other one to the back, and then they can come together, and obviously at different angles. And you've got these little flaps that stick up, so that means you can push it down. Now they may not stay terribly well, see how it goes. But this is what you're going to be doing on both sides, and that's what keeps it together. As I said, it might just work, or you might want to add a little bit of print stick just to be sure. Up to you. Oh, it looks really nice. There we go, and one last one there. And you're going to have to do the same on the back as well. So if these are different colours, you'd find it has a different effect on each side. There we go, pushing that over, but I really like it. There's such a rich star. There we go. I've not actually made it in white, but I rather like it. You can really appreciate the shapes, can't you? There we go. A star is born, hey? So I hope that's worked for you. I know that was a longer one, but I hope it was worth it. And yeah, as I was saying, it depends. If you did it on different colours, then you'll find different sides have a different dominance of the colour, but it's rather nice. And I happen to have some foil paper, which meant it actually stays together a little bit better as well, sparkly one, or smaller one with different papers. So yeah, I hope that's worked for you. I would love to see your stars. Thank you.